হ্যালো শিক্ষার্থী বন্ধুরা, আসসালামু আলাইকুম। আশা করছি আপনারা সবাই ভালো আছেন। এই মুহূর্তে আপনারা যে যেখানে বসে আমাদের এই ফেসবুক লাইভ সেশন দেখছেন, সবাইকে জানাচ্ছি অভিনন্দন এবং শুভেচ্ছা। ইতিমধ্যে আপনারা অনেকেই জেনে গিয়েছেন যে ইন্টারন্যাশনাল অ্যাডমিশন সার্ভিস বাংলাদেশের মেধাবী শিক্ষার্থীদেরকে পৃথিবীর বিভিন্ন কান্ট্রিতে টপ র্যাঙ্কিং ওয়ার্ল্ড ক্লাস ইউনিভার্সিটি, কলেজ, ইনস্টিটিউশনে অ্যাডমিশন এবং ভিসা প্রসেসিং এর কাজটি অত্যন্ত দক্ষতার সহিত করে আসছে। বিগত ১ মাস সময় জুড়ে ১ মাসেরও অধিক সময় ধরে আমরা একটি প্যান্ডামিক সিচুয়েশনের মধ্যে পার করছি। World are now facing the crisis moment, and it's not the difference from the Bangladesh to others country. So we all have the same situation. So আমরা চাচ্ছি এই মুহূর্তে কি করে আমাদের পরিকল্পনাটাকে সুন্দর করে সাজাতে পারি। আপনারা বিগত লাইভ সেশনগুলোতে দেখেছেন আমরা ইউকে, কানাডা, অস্ট্রেলিয়া, নিউজিল্যান্ড সহকারে পৃথিবীর বিভিন্ন কান্ট্রির মার্কেটিং রিপ্রেজেন্টেটিভদেরকে সাথে করে নিয়ে এসে ফেসবুক লাইভ সেশন আয়োজন করেছি এবং এই ফেসবুক লাইভ সেশন থেকে আপনারা অনেক গুরুত্বপূর্ণ তথ্য জানতে পেরেছেন এবং এই তথ্যের উপরে নির্ভর করে আপনারা আপনাদের ভবিষ্যৎ ক্যারিয়ারের জন্য সিদ্ধান্ত গ্রহণ করতে পেরেছেন। আর আজকে আমরা যেই বিষয় নিয়ে কথা বলবো ইজ অল অ্যাবাউট হায়ার স্টাডি ইন ইউনাইটেড কিংডম। এক্সাইটিং নিউজ হলো এখানে যে ইউকের আমরা একটা ইউনিভার্সিটি নিয়ে কথা বলবো না, দুটো ইউনিভার্সিটি নিয়ে কথা বলবো না, নট অনলি 3 ইউনিভার্সিটি। সো গাইস ইমাজিন হোয়াট, আজকে আমরা ইউকে টপ র্যাঙ্কিং 4টে গভর্নমেন্ট ইউনিভার্সিটি নিয়ে কথা বলবো। আর এই সাথে আমাদের কাছে রয়েছে অল দ্য ওয়ে ফ্রম মিস্টার হামিদ, হি ইজ ফ্রম ইউনাইটেড কিংডম। সো সে আমাদেরকে তার দীর্ঘ কর্মজীবনের অভিজ্ঞতার আলোকে ওয়াইড রেঞ্জ অফ ইনফরমেশন আমাদেরকে শেয়ার করবেন। উচ্চশিক্ষার জন্য কেন আমাদেরকে ইউকে বেছে নেওয়া উচিত, ইউকে বর্তমান সময়ে বাংলাদেশি মেধাবী শিক্ষার্থীদের জন্য কি কি ধরনের সুযোগ সুবিধা দিচ্ছে, কি কি ধরনের প্রোগ্রামগুলো তারা অফার করছে, তাদের টিউশন ফিস এবং স্কলারশিপ অপরচুনিটিস, এই বিষয়গুলো নিয়ে বিস্তারিত আমরা আলোচনা করব। সো আমি আপনাদের সকলকে রিকোয়েস্ট করব কাইন্ডলি আপনারা একটু জানাবেন ফেসবুক লাইভে যে এই মুহূর্তে আপনারা কে কোথা থেকে আমাদের এই লাইভ সেশনে জয়েন করছেন এবং এই ফেসবুক লাইভ সেশনটি প্লিজ আপনার ফেসবুকে শেয়ার করে দিন, তাতে করে হয়তো বা আপনার ফেসবুকে লিস্টে থাকা বন্ধু বান্ধব, আত্মীয় স্বজন এবং রিলেটিভসরা তারা হয়তো এখান থেকে অনেক গুরুত্বপূর্ণ ইনফরমেশন জানতে পারবে। কেননা বাংলাদেশি স্টুডেন্টরা অত্যন্ত মেধাবী, অত্যন্ত বিচক্ষণী, কিন্তু শুধুমাত্র সঠিক ইনফরমেশনের অভাবে, সঠিক গাইডলাইনের অভাবে তারা তাদের ক্যারিয়ারে সঠিক জায়গাতে পৌঁছাতে অনেক সময় ব্যর্থ হন। তো আমাদের উদ্দেশ্য হচ্ছে ইন্টারন্যাশনাল অ্যাডমিশন সার্ভিস বাংলাদেশের প্রত্যন্ত অঞ্চলের মেধাবী প্রতিটি স্টুডেন্টদেরকে সঠিক দিক নির্দেশনা এবং গাইডলাইন দেওয়ার জন্য, এবং আমরা স্টুডেন্টের ক্যারিয়ার নিয়ে কথা বলতে স্বাচ্ছন্দ্যবোধ মনে করছি। সো আমি আর কথা না বাড়িয়ে চলে যাচ্ছে আমাদের আজকে ফেসবুক লাইভ সেশনে। সো আমি আপনাদের সকলকে রিকোয়েস্ট করবো, ইফ ইউ হ্যাভ এনি কাইন্ড অফ কোয়েশ্চেন্স প্লিজ শেয়ার ইউর অল একাডেমিক ইনফরমেশন ফার্স্ট, যে আপনি কত সালে এসএসসি পাস করেছেন, এইচএসসি পাস করেছেন, যদি কেউ ব্যাচেলর ডিগ্রি কমপ্লিট করে থাকেন অবশ্যই কত সালে ব্যাচেলর ডিগ্রি কমপ্লিট করেছেন সেই ইনফরমেশন গুলো কাইন্ডলি আমাদের কিছু জানাবেন, এবং যদি কারো আইএলটিএস যদি করা থাকে অবশ্যই এটা জানাবেন। যদি আপনি আপনার রেসপন্স নিয়ে যেতে চান, বেবি সহকারে যেতে চান, পুরো ইনফরমেশন গুলো আমাদের কাছে জানাবেন। আমরা চাই যে আপনার অল একাডেমিক ইনফরমেশন শেয়ার করার মাধ্যমে আমরা আপনাদেরকে সঠিক একটি দিক নির্দেশনা এবং গাইডলাইন দিতে পারবো। এবং কারো যদি ওয়ার্কিং এক্সপিরিয়েন্স যদি থেকে থাকে প্লিজ make a note and don't forget to mention all the academic information, because your academic information is very important. Whenever you love to study abroad, especially in the United Kingdom, we need to see your all academic credential. First of all, what was your score on your secondary school certificate? What was your score on the higher secondary school certificate? What was your score on your last bachelor? From which university you have done on your bachelor? Some of the candidate, though you have done on your master's, please don't forget to share your master's qualification in details. And from the which university? Some of the tremendous and the brilliant candidate, they have the working experience. So I must request all of our candidates, please don't forget to mention all the academic results, credentials, and the date that you have already passed. Don't forget to mention your working experience. And those students love to study in the UK with their spouse, kids, and the babies. We are more than happy to serve you. So, good evening, Hamid Bhai. Welcome to our Facebook Live session. How are you today?
Thank you. I'm very well. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you very much. So, if I come back to you, brother, because as you are working for the long while, can you please tell me that why students should consider UK as of their future study destination? As you know, there's a lot of countries in this beautiful world, including the United Kingdom, United States of America, Australia, New Zealand, Sweden. Why UK should be one of the best study destination at this moment, please?
Yeah, well, hello everyone. My name's Hamid. Thank you again for having me here. Just wanted to let you guys know that, look, we'll be here for a while here, and we'll be talking to you about all our courses available within our universities. as well as the universities that we are currently working with, and we're also going to be sharing with you our scholarship schemes, which is going to be a great incentive for you guys all. Why would you guys choose to study in UK? Generally, I personally believe anyone who chooses to study in UK has to have some sort of education in them to understand why they want to study in UK. I've looked at USA, I've looked at Canada, I've looked at Australia. Yes, you are right. All these countries have now adapted to international students, which is great.
Yes.
And it's great. It's not just great for us, it's great for everyone out there to know that we have competitions around us. But why I would say United Kingdom is one of the top range in terms of studying in UK is not just because of the quality of the study we have, but our tuition fee is a lot more affordable than any other countries. Our courses can be shorter. I know a lot of the countries' courses are generally 2 years. Postgraduate course, it could be 2 years. However, in UK, you could do it in 1 year as well as 2 years. So you have an option of doing it for 1 year, or you could do it in 2 years. That's the benefit of studying in UK. UK has also got a great background about history, about having UK degrees. So if you look at the tradition, our parents, our grandparents, everyone started their education from UK, and it still carries on. So it's a long, long history that carries United Kingdom's education system. I purely still think that if you look at the people that's been successful in UK, 1 in 4 have been very successful and have become an entrepreneur within whichever countries they are based in, and that is them guys studying from UK, and they're taking that away with them and have now become a millionaire or a billionaire in terms of whichever sector they have approached. So it's great to know studying in the UK, you can be very successful. And statistics shows that 1 in 4 person who study in the UK have been very, very successful.
Yes. Thank you so much for your kind information, Mr. Hamid. But I just love a few more things that could help for our potential students. As the Mr. Hamid said, that the quality of education, history of the education, and I love to add one more thing, because that is one of the safest place in this beautiful world. Because when the students are flying from Bangladesh to United Kingdom, it takes around 13 to 14 hours journey by one air. So definitely our parents, our friends, and our associates, they are always thinking for our student what they will be do. Either it's the safest country. Yes, I must say, it's one of the safest country in this beautiful world. Moreover, UK have the diverse culture. They have the students from the all around the world. So it's like a multicultural country. So students, they can making the friends during their study period. Moreover, they offer the tremendous opportunity for every single international individual students after completing their education to get some hands-on learning working experience. That's called the post-study work. So it's a great opportunity to the students. If they're being educated from United Kingdom, they have some, they will be having some hands-on learning experience after completing their education. Moreover, the quality of education is respected around the world. So the qualification that you will be having from UK is not only respected in the UK, but also the respected around the world, including Australia, Canada, New Zealand, and some of the private study destination. So, Mr. Hamid, could you please tell me a little bit more about how the key higher education work, please?
Yeah, so I work for a company called QI Higher Education, and under this QI Higher Education panel, we have 4 universities we are working with for international students. We are going to go into a bit more details about the universities. So the likes of Northumbria University, which is based in Newcastle, we, as in QA, run the London campus in London. So we have a campus in London, and you also have access to go to Newcastle as well. We also have we also have Ulster University, which is in Ireland. There is 4 campuses in Ireland.
Okay.
We also have 2 branches in London and Birmingham. So you got the likes of London and Birmingham, 2 of the most heavily polluted with students in one of the major cities in UK. So London and Birmingham, this is where we have 2 of our Ulster campuses. Then we have Roehampton University. Roehampton University is already in London. It is a main campus, and students would have access to go to a London campus, which is a parkland view campus, which is great. It's a university that is open field, which has lots of lakes and woodfields around it. Then you have Solent University. Solent University is in Southampton, and again, it's in the coast. So it's more next to the rivers and oceans, so it's more closer by. It's like you were saying earlier on, UK is one of the safest cities. If you look at the safest cities, if you were to break it down, they say Southampton is the safest out of all. So
Yeah,
it's studying in Solent University. If you want to feel safe, UK is very safe, but
yeah,
Southampton is the safest out of the safe cities.
yeah.
So these
Okay,
are the four
thank you.
universities we have. In terms of
Yeah,
location, we were talking about earlier, it's great to know
yeah,
that we are in the heart of London with
yeah,
two of our great universities, which is Ulster and London and
yeah,
Roehampton. And we also
yeah,
have campuses in Birmingham as well as
yeah.
Southampton.
ওকে, থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ। সো প্রিয় শিক্ষার্থী বন্ধুরা, আপনারা কিন্তু ইতিমধ্যে জেনে গেলেন যে কিউএ হায়ার এডুকেশনের অ্যাসোসিয়েশন রয়েছে টপ 4 ওয়ার্ল্ড র্যাঙ্কিং গভর্নমেন্ট ফান্ডেড universities. They have the location including the London, Birmingham and Southampton. So a wide range of university থেকে wide range of course থেকে আপনি কিন্তু বেছে নিতে পারেন আপনার পছন্দের ইউনিভার্সিটি, পছন্দের ব্রাঞ্চ এবং পছন্দের কোর্সটি। এই বিষয়ে নিয়ে আরো অনেক কিছু কথা বলার জন্য নিশ্চয়ই আপনাদেরকে আমাদের সঙ্গে থাকতে হচ্ছে। সেই সাথে আমি আপনাদের সকলকে রিকোয়েস্ট করছি যে প্লিজ শেয়ার দিস ভিডিও উইথ ইউর ফ্রেন্ডস এন্ড ফ্যামিলি মেম্বার্স সো দে ক্যান হ্যাভ a lot of information from this Facebook live session. So we'll be having another member from the QA Higher Education group. So once he will be available, so we'll be picking him on the screen. So until that, wait please. So could you please tell me, Mr. Hamid, there's a lot of university that you are working currently. As you mentioned that the Northumbria University, Newcastle and the London campus, Hofstra University, London and Birmingham campus, Roehampton University, London, and the Solent University located in the Southampton. But we'll be talking about the one by one university in details. But could you please tell me that what is the specialties of the Northumbria University, both in London and the Newcastle campus? Though I know that all the university are tremendous, excellent, they have the same quality, and I believe. So could you please tell me what is the basic specialties of the Northumbria University, both London and Newcastle campus?
Yeah, so we've got another member here, Kuli, is joining. Yeah, great to have Kuli here.
Yeah.
So yeah, Northumbria University is, like I was saying earlier on, is all the universities we have in our panels are great in terms of the location, sort of the quality of the studies. But with Northumbria University, it's amongst the top 50 university in UK. So it's not just a university that is below ranking. It's amongst the top 50 in UK. If you look at the universities in UK, it's more than 200 universities, and to be amongst the top 50 is great to know that. Northumbria University is amongst one of the top universities for business schools as well. So generally, if a student is looking to do a business school, I would always recommend to do a course within Northumbria University. We are amongst the top 1% in terms of business school around the world.
And law as well. They're very strong in law. So I believe their undergraduate degree in law, they are in the top 3 in the UK for students who then go on to practice law. So Northumbria has a lot of amazing figures and stats that go along with the university.
Yeah, not only that, if you look at the, we've also recently figured out that there has been 211,000 alumni from Northumbria universities. So if you were to look at the people that's been successful, if you were to talk about multicultural, this university is all full of that. There's loads of people from all over the world studying in Northumbria universities who's been very successful. We've had famous people being graduated, have taken a degree and become very famous. An example would be Jonathan Ive, who's studied at Northumbria University, who is the founder of iPhone. He's also studied that campus, and he's now the founder of iPhone. So you could see in terms of how successful you can be, the likes of Jonathan Ive can be someone that, if they were to follow someone's steps, Jonathan Ive could be an idol that someone could follow through. But it's great to know that Northumbria University is now moved into London as well. London's a great city, and within London, we've got around 3,000 international students already studying there, and it's growing day by day.
I think a final stat for Northumbria, which is a really good point as well, is we all know that obviously the university is part of the main reason to go to the UK, but it's also outside of the university, what happens, what students can get up to. And Northumbria was voted top university for student experience from the Times Higher Education last year. So, you know, it's not just about the degree. You know, Northumbria is a top 50 university, top 400 in the world. But it also offers the best student experience, which I think is something that's key.
Yeah, and both of these cities where we are looking at, London and Newcastle, both of the cities both have very easy access to transportations. We've got very local airports next to us. So Newcastle has an airport next to it, which allows domestic and international flights, as well as London. London has more than one airport. You've got 4 main airports around. In terms of getting to Northumbria University London campus, it's in Liverpool Street. It's a walking distance from Liverpool Street Station. It's only 5 minutes away. But the fact that being in London, you have access to buses, you have access to trains, you have access to cycles, which is a big scheme that's growing in London. If students were looking to save money, I would always recommend using the cycle scheme that we have now introduced. The cycle scheme is very cheap. You can take a cycle app from wherever you are and cycle to university, cycle to work, and it's very cheap in terms of having that. You don't need to own a cycle anymore nowadays. You could take it out from a port and leave it wherever you want, and you'll have the access to that university. So it's great, and I would always vouch anyone who's looking to study in UK to look into Northumbria University, especially for business and law.
Definitely. A bit more about the London campus as well. London itself. London has over 1.1 million businesses that are set up in the city. So for students to then kind of get that academic and work experience, you know, that's why I think a lot of people on London is a business hub, or a top 1 or 2 business hubs all over the world, because it has all of those businesses there. And the fact that a student studying smack bang in central London just all adds to the experience.
Yeah, just the last thing about Newcastle. When we spoke a bit about London, Newcastle generally has 1 in 6 people in Newcastle would be a student. So to know that if your students are feeling safe to go to Newcastle or even in London, knowing that 65,000 students are already studying in Newcastle, to know that it is a student hub, so you would be safe. In terms of culture, it's not just you'll be studying with British people there. There will be people from all over the continent, such as China, Africa, Middle East, Europe, UK. So you won't be isolated just with one continent people. You'll be isolated with everyone all over the world. So it's very multicultural. It's one of the cities that would allow a student, especially from Bangladesh, if you were to come to London, you won't feel as though like you're very lonely, you're away from your family. We've got Eid celebration coming ahead tomorrow. It could be Sunday, and we also celebrate here as well. So it's not like you feel very lonely here. You will also participate in Diwalis, Eid, you name it, Christmas, whichever part of the world you are from, you would be involved in, and you get to know a lot of culture within UK. And that's the great thing about being in UK.
Definitely.
Thank you so much for your kind information. Yes, Kuli, would you like to add some more things for the
just in closing for Northumbria, university has over 30,000 students, and that represents 131 nationalities. So as Hamid was saying, you know, just to emphasize on that, you know, the university students, when they come to Northumbria, they will have an amazing international experience. You know, they'll be learning and studying with people from all over the world, and I think that is another key aspect of coming to the UK.
Yes, thank you so much. Yes.
So last thing was about so we have 62 bodies that have recognized our courses within Northumbria universities. Yeah, so the likes of TEF Silvers, the likes of AACSB, that is something. So we are double accredited for business. So if anyone wants to do a business course within us, it is accredited by AACSB, which is basically an accreditation for business school, and it's recognized all over the world. And that's something that not many universities, I think we were the first in Europe to have that accreditation, which is great.
Yes. Thank you so much, guys, for giving us such a kind of wonderful information. It's all about the Northumbria University and the London. I just love to add a few more things that as we talk about a lot about the London and the Newcastle University. In terms of the ranking, I must say those students are thinking for the quality of the education and the ranking. I must say that the Northumbria University could be one of the top priority study destination based in London, because the London is one of the almost multicultural country, students from the different part of the world. So you'll be making friends with the other nationalities too. So it's not only the learning, but also the making friends and making the networking. And is one of the safest study destination. Is come up one of the top research published on the newspaper. One of the great place to live and study. So if I come back to Kuli, could you please tell me a little bit more about, like, as you say that there's a lot of faculties, including the business and the law, as we mentioned, but could you please tell me, like, what kind of business program that you are offering, because as we are working for the Newcastle University in the London especially, that we have found that the 1 year master's program, 1.5 years master's program, some of the master's program is like 21 months. Could you please tell me a little bit more about in details?
Yeah, sure. So look, we basically offer, there's two options that we can offer our students, which is a standalone master's program or a master's with an internship option, which we call advanced practice. And then I think one of the best things, you know, we're not different in what we do here. A lot of universities do offer internships, simply for the fact what was happening was a lot of people were coming to the UK, getting a degree and going back home, and that degree was not really worth as much as it should be because so many people had these degrees. And what employers in these countries were looking for were people that actually had the academic experience, but also that kind of work experience of understanding how British companies work and the culture of the British society. So this is where the internship option comes in. So we do offer these two options. And I think Hamid, if you want to kind of go into the specific business side of courses.
Yeah. So if you, like Kuli was saying, if you were to look at our courses, especially with Northumbria, we were just speaking about the postgraduate courses. If you look at our postgraduate courses, every single courses which are based in London comes with work placement. So every student has a choice of doing it within 1 year, but if they can do it within 21 months or 24 months, if they were to select a course which is 24 months, how that works is you would first start off doing your semester 1, then you do your semester 2. You would then get yourself a summer break. You then move into your dissertation, and then when you come back, you will be able to do a work placement with us. And the good thing about doing it with Northumbria University, a work placement, is because we are called a company called QA, we are able to help a student guarantee a place for the work placement, subject to them attending the classes, them being very good in terms of punctualities. They got very good high grade in terms of passing rate. Then there's no reason why they shouldn't be able to find a work placement. And where we are finding the work placement is not just is in line with the course. So if they've done a business course, if they've done a computing course, if they've done a law course, it will be in that same field. So if it was a business course, we probably will try to get them into some sort of company, like we've seen examples of people working in Google, and they get that experience. It'll be 3 to 4 months, but they would get that experience in terms of working within a top-ranked company within UK, and having that on the CV is amazing. To go back to your home country, or to even if they were to make a living in UK, to know that they've already went through a process of interviews, and they prepared their CV up. And this is something that we all help doing, is we would help them prepare for the CV, we would help them find internship, we would also help them find a job opportunity within the course if they were to do an advanced practice course. So it's great to know that doing a course within Newcastle or London will be able to help any students in terms of the master courses and postgraduate courses, whichever sector they go in. There is some sort of work placement in line with them, and it will be in line with the course that they are studying in.
And I think what I just want to say on that is, you know, a lot of universities, as I say, do offer this internship option. However, the onus is on the student to find that internship. And as you may know, in the UK, everything's very, very competitive. So a lot of students struggle to get an internship. And if that's the case with the other universities, students' visas are curtailed and they have to go home. With QA, because we have the backing of the rest of the business, which is one of the largest IT trainers in the world. We work with 80% of the top 250 FTSE listed companies in the UK. We can take that knowledge and the contacts that we have with that part of the business and implement it into the higher education side. So, you know, we can pretty much guarantee students a quality internship, and I think that's vital to point out.
Yeah, I would just touch on that as well. The fact that if a student comes to UK and wants to study with any of our universities, if they don't find a work placement, we do not curtail the visas. Their visa will stay as is. They would get the total duration of the visas. If the course is 1 year and the placement year is to another year, there are universities, if they don't find work placement within 1 year, they have to go back to the home country. With us, if they get a visa for 2 years, it doesn't matter if you find yourself a work placement or if you don't. We will guarantee you to stay here, finish your course off, and if we don't find a place for you, we'll also have a workshop. Workshop is something that we do where a student couldn't find himself a work placement, but they work in a real business life a workshop where we basically, so I'll give you an example. If you were to look at a company who is about to shut down, example, that person would be working with that company to see why they're getting shut down, if there's anything they can do to bring that company back up. And it would be a workshop that they would integrate with the real life business people as well as the people that.
Yeah, it's a hands-on experience that students will get.
ওকে, নো, থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ। সো প্রিয় শিক্ষার্থী বন্ধুরা, আপনারা কিন্তু ইতিমধ্যে জেনে গেলেন যে নর্থম্বরিয়া ইউনিভার্সিটির লন্ডন ক্যাম্পাস এবং নিউ ক্যাসল ক্যাম্পাস ইন্টার্নশিপ স্টুডেন্টদেরকে কি কি ধরনের সুযোগ সুবিধা প্রোভাইড করে আসছে। ইটস লাইক এ প্লেসমেন্ট, ইটস নট অনলি লাইক ডিউরিং অন ইউর প্লেসমেন্ট পিরিয়ড ইউ অনলি going for the work for earning money. It's not work like that, but also it's like making more friends and then networking, because as soon as you graduated you will be having some hands-on learning experience before you graduated. So after completing on your qualification, whenever you will be going for finding a further career, that's make your life more easy and convenient, because you have some working experience before you finish on your qualification. So those work placement experience that you could include it on your CV. As the Q Higher Education Group, they already say to all of our students that they are really coordinating with their students, like the preparing for the interview if they need so, and they're prepared their resume if they need any kind of help. So all kind of support you can deserve from the Northumbria University from the London and Newcastle also. But if I come back to you, like, can you please tell me a little bit more about the tuition fees and the scholarship for this university, please?
Yeah, I'll take that, Apple. So if you look at our courses within Northumbria, generally our master course for 1 year costs between 12,000 to 15, and a postgraduate course with work placement costs between 15,000 to 18, depending on what course you're in. However, any students that are coming from Bangladesh, generally we give them one of the highest scholarships we can offer for Bangladeshi students. We know Bangladeshi students generally financially they do struggle. So what we try to do is, because they are coming from a continent that is less fortunate, what we try to do is we try to maximize that in terms of what scholarship we give them. So in Bangladesh, we can give a student who is doing a master degree with work placement a 5,600 scholarship. So 5,600 scholarship can be a guaranteed scholarship for Northumbria students. So if our course fee is 18,000, if you were to minus 5,600 from it, it would generally cost you £13,500 roughly for a 2-year master's. Our top-up courses are 15,000 to 14,000. Our top-up courses are available for any students who have done a 3-year bachelor's in Bangladesh. Instead of not completing a 4 years and they've only done 3 years, they can do the final year in UK. And if the student was to apply for that, it is 15,000. We can give a £4,000 scholarship on a top-up course. So that would generally cost between 11,000 to 10,000 pounds. So it all depends on what courses you are applying for. But generally, Bangladeshi students are getting £5,000 scholarships, up to £5,000 scholarship for the courses, which is great. And there will be no universities, especially in the locations that we are in Liverpool, which is the heart of financial district, offering you them kind of scholarships. So it's great to know that our London campus can allow you them kind of scholarships, and we can assure that to every listeners today, they would get that same scholarship from Northumbria University.
So thank you so much, Mr. Hamid, for such a kind of wonderful information. So প্রিয় শিক্ষার্থী বন্ধুরা, আপনারা যারা ইউকেতে যাওয়ার কথা চিন্তা করছেন, স্পেশালি যারা লন্ডনের কথা চিন্তা করছেন, I must say the Northumbria University could be the one of the best in terms of the location, in terms of the quality of education, in terms of the ranking of the university, in terms of the the safe. So there is a lot of things you could consider the Northumbria University. Just imagine that if you go for the 2 years program, that's going to be cost you like around £18,000 approximately. The excellent news is that as a nationality, as a Bangladeshi student, you could able to get a nationality scholarship up to 5,600. So if you do minus from the £18,000 to 5,600, that could be like around 13,000 for the 2 consecutive year. So it's very affordable, because
I think, sorry to stop you there, I just think what's key to point out as well is, obviously with the PSW coming in now, that degree, that 2-year degree, obviously comes attached with a PSW, so students can get 2 more years in the UK of working experience.
Do you want to just say what PSW is, Kuli?
Yeah, sure. Sorry. So post-study work visa, is what students can gain once they complete their course. And what that entitles a student to do is once they've finished, they can apply for a visa in country, which gives them 2 more years in the UK where they can work and get work experience.
Okay, thank you so much for your kind information, Mr. Cooley. So, প্রিয় শিক্ষার্থী বন্ধুরা, আপনারা কিন্তু জেনে গেলেন, it's like if you go for the 2 years master's programs, so you will have the another 2 years as a post-study work visa for gaining some real life working experience after completing on your education. So it's like after 4 years, but in a technically, some of the students will be getting the working rights is about the 3 years. How does it work? It's like if you go for the master's program for the 2 years, and if you study for the 1 year study and the 1 year placement, so on the placement year, you will having some working right to get some hands-on learning experience on the second year. So after completing this 2 years master's program, you will be having another 2 years for gaining some hands-on learning experience that could create the more value to find a more employability opportunity after completing on your education in UK. So it's like a great opportunities for all the interested students currently that is offered by the British government. So if I come back to Mr. Hamid, that as you told me that some of the students, those already finished their bachelor from Bangladesh from the top ranking university, might be the private or the public university, if they have the medium of instruction is in English, they can apply for the without having their IELTS score at that certain university, please.
Yeah, so so medium of instruction, so which we call MOI, yes, we can, but unfortunately from Bangladesh, for Northumbria University, we don't accept MOI letters at the moment. However, when we go into the next university we have, which is called Hofstra University, we'll go a bit more into details about what we could do with the medium of instruction for them students from Bangladesh, which is something that we accept for Hofstra University. Unfortunately for Bangladesh, Northumbria University don't accept MOI. But the good thing about if you can still apply to Northumbria University London campus, within that we also offer you our QA English test, which is a free of charge service for any students who are based in Bangladesh or whichever part of the world you are in, and you can't attend an IELTS center or you can't attend any sort of English centers. You can do it via Skype. Subject to you passing your QA English test, you will be able to come to whichever relevant course that you have applied for. So it is exactly like IELTS. You will get because Northumbria University is a very ranked university. The English level is slightly higher, which is 6.5, with no less than 5.5. If you were to achieve 6.5, you'll get direct entry. If you were to achieve 6.0, you'll be offered a pre-sessional course, which is only 6 weeks. If you were to get 5.5, you'll be offered the pre-sessional for 12 weeks. So you have something we can cater for you. And our courses for pre-session is only 1,600 or 3,000 for the 12 weeks. However, if you were doing the master course with the scholarship of 5,600, it doesn't look like much, because generally university would allow you 2,000 scholarships or maximum 3. For us to give you 5,600 for a university that is in London, which is a ranked university, and the location is probably one of the best in central London. It's amazing to know that we could offer that to all of your students here.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal package that we're offering for students. The scholarship that we're offering, I think, is industry leading. I don't know many industries, many other universities that can offer this. And if you take into account the rankings, the courses that we offer, the guaranteed kind of internship placement, and then you've obviously got the 2-year post-study work visa after. You combine all of that into a package, and I think it makes it very, very appealing to international students.
Thank you so much. So প্রিয় শিক্ষার্থী বন্ধুরা, আপনারা কিন্তু জেনে গেলেন যে Northumbria University থেকে আমরা কি ধরনের সুযোগ সুবিধা পেতে পারি. So if I come back for a wrap up for the Northumbria University, especially they have a lot of courses, so you can find the best course that's quite suit for you. And the amazing news is there's a lot of scholarship opportunities. So আমি আপনাদের সকলকে রিকোয়েস্ট করব যে please apply to the university as quick as you can. Some of the students are asking to us on the comment section and the WhatsApp or the emailing us that though we don't have the IELTS because with this current situation, but amazing news is that Northumbria University, they have their own test. So you can appear instead of the IELTS test. But amazing news is there that you don't need to pay for anything at all. But still, I believe there are a lot of options is there if we talk about the Northumbria University, because the tuition fees is very, very affordable, because there are a lot of other university in London, if we think for the Greenwich University or other university. But I must say, in terms of the ranking and the quality of education with the work placement and the pre-sessional English programs, so that's make it great package, I believe. So প্রিয় শিক্ষার্থী বন্ধুরা, যারা চিন্তা করছেন যে Northumbria University হয়তো বা IELTS টেস্টে আপনি হয়তো বা মিট করতে পারেন না, but still it doesn't make any sense that this is the end of your life. Still you have the IELTS score 6.0 or the 5.5. They have a pre-sessional course, they have the foundation or pre-master course also, I believe. So আমি আপনাদের সকলকে রিকোয়েস্ট করব যে প্লিজ send all of your academic credential with us, and we are more than happy to serve you. So now we'll be moving to the next university, Mr. Hamid and Mr. Kuli. Could you please tell me a little bit more about the Hofstra University, please?
Yeah, Kuli, you want to do that one?
Yeah, sure. So Ulster University, basically with QA, we own and operate the London. There's two campuses that we work with, so it's London and Birmingham. I'll go into a bit more about I don't think I need to explain London to you, but Birmingham might be a city that a lot of your students might not be aware of. I'm actually from Birmingham, so I will always promote Birmingham more than London. Birmingham itself is the second city in the UK. We are pretty much in the middle of the UK, so it's perfectly located. So if students were to come to Birmingham, they're about an hour and a half from London, an hour and a half from Manchester, so it's perfectly located. As I say, we are the second city in the UK. We have the largest library in Europe. We have more canals than Venice, and we do have more Michelin star restaurants than London, which I think Hamid's not very happy about, but hey, it is what it is. But it also has a very good mix of South Asian. So Birmingham is known for having quite a good mix of South Asian people here. So, you know, the great thing is people won't feel lonely, and I'm pretty sure they will have relatives or friends that are in Birmingham that they know of. So, you know, you kind of add that in, plus the fact that London is not as expensive as Birmingham is not as expensive as London. It does add up to a good destination for potential students to look at if London is something that they can't afford or want to choose. In terms of the university itself, so Ulster University has students from over 100 countries. It's in the world's top 150 young universities, and that's from the Times Higher Education list, which is the go-to list for universities all over the world. It's in the top 10 entrepreneurial universities, and is in the top 5 universities for widening participation. You know, I think we are in a very competitive market, and I think a lot of students are becoming very ranking sensitive on why they should be picking one university over the other. And I think the University of Ulster has a number of these that makes it very, very appealing.
Yeah, it's great. If you look at Ulster University, that earlier on we were talking about location, and we know how important locations are, especially when we look at the Bangladesh market. Majority of our Bangladesh communities are based in London or Birmingham. It's fair to say that. I know Kuri spoke a lot about Birmingham, because that's purely because he is actually based in Birmingham. But just to let you know about London, I'm actually from London and Kuli's from Birmingham. London generally, if you look at the numbers, 100,000 students are international students studying in London. It's the highest in terms of student numbers in UK. And Birmingham and Newcastle probably would come second. Birmingham has 65,000 international students studying in Birmingham, which is great. But to know that you're being in an environment where you have people from South Asia in them two location. Earlier on, you mentioned a lot about safe cities, being safe. You'll definitely be safe, especially around the two places that we are in. We've actually managed to locate two of the most popular destination locations for where the Asian communities are. So if you look at where Birmingham campus is, it's a walking distance from Birmingham New Street, which is like a minute or 2 minutes walk from the station. If you look at the London campus, it's next to a mainline station, which is Holborn. If you look at London itself, London has 5 mainline train stations in terms of Zone 1, Zone 2, Zone 3, Zone 4, and Zone 5. How the zone works is Zone 1 would be very centralized, Zone 2 would be more central, a bit more central but slightly wider, Zone 3 gets a bit more wider, Zone 4 gets more wider, and Zone 5 is slightly more wider, which is the outer skirt of London. Ulster University falls in Zone 1. So you know how very central it is. From the Ulster University London campus, it's a walking distance to Buckingham Palace, which is the Queen's house. It's walking distance towards the High Street, which is Oxford Street, which is one of the main shopping centres in the world. And then the fact that you have very easy access to London Bridge, Tower Bridge, London Eye, all these are very close to Ulster University. And it's great to know that we are based in one of the areas which is very populated with South Asian students, as well as all these tourist activities to do, and so on and so on. So it's, both the cities are very, like, for me, if you were to ask me which is my favorite cities, I would definitely say London, and probably Birmingham would come second.
Yes. No, thank you so much for your kind information, Mr. Amin. I just love to add one more thing, because as you said, for the Bangladeshi community, I must say, because I visited UK is more than 10 times already, and I have visited both of the two places. For the one is the London, another one is the Birmingham. I believe that the most of the Bangladeshis are community well established both in London and the Birmingham, and they quite help to all the Bangladeshi students during their study period in the London and the Birmingham. So Hofstra University got the both location in the London and Birmingham. And if I come back to you, Mr. Hamid, could you please tell me a little bit more about the programs is offered by the Hofstra University, especially if we talk about the London and the Birmingham. But exciting news is there that I found on the website that if the student really love to study in the Birmingham, tuition fees would be a little bit lower, I believe. Could you please tell me in details?
Yeah, so just two things I'm just going to add on to this one, and I'll get Kuli could probably say a few things on the areas as well. Ulster, London, and Birmingham campus are two of the QA partners that have. It's our own campuses that we have built within the QA, but it's all accredited by the university itself, which is Ulster University. London campus has a couple of undergraduate programs available, which is accounting and management, business creation management, and computing and technology. These are the undergraduate courses we have available with the London campus for undergraduate, as well as postgraduate. The postgraduate courses we have is business with marketing management, business with international management, and professional software development. And there is a couple more new courses that we are going to introduce within the London campus as well as the Birmingham campus. Earlier on, we were speaking about MOI letters, which is our medium of instruction. If we know our audience here are all from Bangladesh, so if you guys were looking for a way to get into university without not doing IELTS, I would always recommend to apply for Ulster University if you have got this required pass rate. So what we are asking for is if you have a medium of instruction and on your HSC you have got yourself a 55% pass on your English, and you have done a degree within the last 3 years, you could do a postgraduate course with Ulster University without doing an IELTS, which is great. So take that opportunity. We do not require IELTS if you have a HSC with 55% and a medium of instruction of undergraduate done within the last 3 years. And so that's one thing very...
Yes, so I just love to add one more information in here. So প্রিয় শিক্ষার্থী বন্ধুরা, আপনারা কিন্তু জেনে নিতে পারলেন, বিকজ বিগত বছরগুলোতে আমরা বাংলাদেশে অনেক মেধাবী শিক্ষার্থীদেরকে কিন্তু সুইডেনে কিন্তু পাঠিয়েছি, বিশেষ করে স্পাউস নিয়ে এবং ফ্যামিলি নিয়ে কিংবা বেবি নিয়ে যারা যেতে চেয়েছেন। সো গুড নিউজ ইজ দেয়ার, যারা কিনা বিগত 3 বছরের মধ্যে বাংলাদেশের টপ র্যাঙ্কিং প্রাইভেট ইউনিভার্সিটি বা পাবলিক ইউনিভার্সিটি থেকে কনসিকিউটিভলি 4 বছরের ব্যাচেলর ডিগ্রি কমপ্লিট করেছেন এবং যাদের পড়াশোনার মাধ্যম ছিল ইংরেজি, সো উইদাউট হ্যাভিং এনি English proficiency level test, with the help of the MOI letters, so you will be having the opportunity to become a student both London and the Birmingham campus from Hofstra University. So it's like a great opportunity. So প্রিয় শিক্ষার্থী বন্ধুরা, আমি আপনাদেরকে সকলকে রিকোয়েস্ট করছি, take the advantage to apply with the medium of instructions letter. It's because even you could save some of your money, so you don't need to spend the IELTS test amount. So it's like a great options too. So thank you very much.
I think it's
you were such a wonderful information. Yes, Mr. Kuli.
I was about to say, I think it's another really good selling point about QA is the fact that students, we do give this option to students to kind of not have to pay for their IELTS, or we keep, or with the internal English test, even if students have taken IELTS test and haven't quite met the required score for whatever reason. Some people, when they take tests, they get nervous and they'll drop a point down or 0.5. Great thing is QA, we do offer this internal English test as well to students at no cost.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kule. There are some of the questions come up, so I must take some of the question from now, please.
Sure.
So, Mr. Kule, there is a question is come up that the International Shipping and Logistics MSc course in Solent University, is it 1 year or 2 years course? Okay. After completing the 1 year course, postgraduate will be able to study for the 2 years job placement. I mean the PSW, please.
So yeah, any student that finished that starts in September, or whose course finishes this September, will be eligible to apply for a PSW. So yes, the answer to that question is you will be able to apply for a PSW. With the MSc in International Shipping and Logistics, is obviously the master's programs are 1 year. I would need to double check and to see if there is an internship option with that, so I can come back to you on that.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sohail Rana. I believe that you have the answer with you right now, but still, if there is any question, you are more than happy to communicate with us. On the top of our screen, you will be finding our email address. So I must request to Mr. Sohail Rana, please send all of your academic credentials, including your SSC certificate, SSC transcript, HSC certificate, HSC transcript, bachelor certificate, and bachelor transcript. And if you have any working experience, please don't forget to mention your working experience in details on your resume. So we are more than happy to give you the support. So Mr. Kule, there are some of the questions come up from the students whenever we will be talking about the MOI letters. It's like a student wanted to know, without IELTS, can I apply in UK? Could you please tell me a little bit more about, please?
Yeah, so I think we've just covered that, but yes, I think if for Ulster University, if a student has got 55% or more, as Hamid kind of said, and they were taught within the last 3 years, then yes, they can apply. Or if they don't have that, then obviously they can use the QA English test to use to apply, not just for entry to their course, but for their visa as well.
Okay, thank you so much. So if I come back to you guys after the MOI, could you please tell me a little bit more about the programs and what will be the tuition fees, please? Because I believe that we already talk about the Northumbria University, but if we come back to the Ulster University, tuition fees is a little bit reasonable for our students. How do you think about it?
Like that. Yeah. So with Ulster University, we've got 2 locations, like earlier on, London and Birmingham. Within both of these campuses, the scholarships are going to be the same thing. But living in London, generally people say it's very expensive. With Ulster University, I would never say it's expensive because our fees are a lot more affordable. I'll not speak to you about why it's affordable and the scholarships we have. So generally, when you live in London, they expect within 9 months you will spend 11,385. However, if you were to be out of London, you would generally spend roughly around another £300 less. So staying outside London, you would spend a lot more less, but staying in London, you would spend a bit more. So living costs in London is a lot more than living costs in Birmingham. That is purely the fact is because you pay a lot less towards your rent, a lot less towards your food, and so on and so on. So that could also impact in terms of how much you are spending. Our courses in London campus, the undergraduate courses are generally 8,000 to 10,000 pounds for an undergraduate course in London, which is amazing.
8,000, which is very, very reasonable. None of the other university offered this kind of price, I believe.
There is no one in London that could give you an undergraduate course for £8,000 after scholarship. So our course, just to let you know, is 11,000 or 10,000 after scholarship of 2,000. We can give it for 8,000. Yes,
so it's like students get a £2,000 scholarship as a Bangladeshi nationality with Bangladeshi passport, I must say, right?
And they are not just getting the scholarship for the first year; they will also get that same scholarship for the second year and the third year. So
okay, that's great. So it's like It's like the 3 consecutively years they will be having this scholarship. So total value or the total worth would be like approximately £6,000 for the undergraduate program. That's really great. And because there's a lot of university in the London, I must say, and their tuition fees for the undergraduate is a little bit higher, I must say, more than £12,000. But whenever it comes for the Hofstra University, in terms of the location of the university, tuition fees would be very, very reasonable. After scholarship, it's like around £8,000. And the good news is that Hofstra University is a government university. Am I correct, Mr. Hamid?
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Yeah, no, because what I'm saying, because a lot of our students coming to us for talking about for the private university. But guys, for your kind information, QA Higher Education Group only represent all the government and the publicly funded university, including Northumbria University, Hofstra University, Roehampton University, London, and the Solent University, Southampton. So quality of education, there is nothing about the compromise, but it's a great opportunities for our Bangladeshi students to study in London, such a kind of wonderful place, especially for the undergraduate program, only £8,000 after scholarship. So it's like a great options. But if I come back to Mr. Hamid, what will be the tuition fees for the Birmingham campus if they love to go for the same university? Do you think the tuition fees would be the same or a little bit reasonable?
So Birmingham generally works out to be a lot more cheaper than London. I'm just going to give you the accurate fee. Give me 2 seconds. I'll give you the accurate fee for Birmingham. So an undergraduate course in Birmingham is going to cost you roughly. Yeah. So generally, after scholarship in Birmingham, it will cost you 7,500. So after scholarship, so it's 9,500. After scholarship, it will cost you 7,500. So you will still get the 2,000 scholarship, but it was 7,500 for an undergraduate. And again, I don't think there will be another university that would be able to give you an undergraduate for 7,500.
Yes, that's correct, because it's very affordable tuition fees that I must say, especially whenever we come back for the Hofstra University. And I believe that most of the university, they don't have the couple of campuses, but Hofstra University have the wide range of opportunity. With the Ireland University, they have their campus. They have the campus both in London. They have the campus in the Birmingham. So the student could select the best priority location. But I must say, for the Bangladeshi student, they must go for the either London or the Birmingham, because there's a lot of strong communities there to help them for finding the accommodation, to help them during their study period, especially whenever we come back for the part-time job. So it's like a great opportunity. Thank you so much, Mr.
That's the great thing. Just to add on to the courses while we are still on it, just to let you know, our postgraduate courses with Ulster University is 12,500 for 1 year, and it's 17,000 for 2 years. Again, the 2-year one will give you 4,000 scholarships, which comes with work placement, and the 1-year one you will get £2,000 scholarships. So the 1-year master would cost you 10,500, and the 2-year masters would cost you roughly around 12,500 to 13,000. Again, to study this course in London is exceptionally very low fee in terms of tuition fee. You'd make loads of saving in terms of if you were to go to another university. If you want to be in London and you want a cheap cheap tuition fees, Ulster University would be ideal for that location. If you still think London is still expensive and you can't afford it, then I would recommend look at the Ulster University in Birmingham, which is another £500 to £1,000 more cheaper than London.
And the cost of living is also a lot cheaper in Birmingham as well.
Yeah.
And what's key to point out as well is either of these courses, whether it's the 1-year or 2-year option that a student would take, they would still automatically get that post-study work visa as well.
Thank you so much. So for your kind information, I just love to add one more information is there, because the tuition fees for the Hofstra University is like very reasonable. If you go for the 2 years, that's going to be cost like 17,500. But as a Bangladeshi student, they might get up to £4,000 scholarship. So after the scholarship, like it's going to be tuition fees around 12,500. So it's like a tremendous option. So I believe that none of the universities offering such a kind of opportunity. But I must say, Birmingham could be another private study destination, because the minimum wages in everywhere is almost the same. But if they get the qualification from the Birmingham, because if they work for the London, they have the same minimum wages. But if they work for the Birmingham, they have the same minimum wages per hour. But to be honest with you, if the student study in the Birmingham, they could save a lot of money in terms of the accommodation and in terms of the tuition fees, because the minimum wages is almost the same. How do you think about the Mr. Cooley? Do you have any message for the clear?
Yeah, I think, look, I think working is key to kind of for international students, not just to earn money, but to get that understanding of how the British system works. And Birmingham, look, it is a fast-growing city. I think we were having a number of multinational businesses moving to the UK from London to Birmingham. For example, HSBC has their headquarters in Birmingham now. Other companies are following suit. At the moment, the train distance between London and Birmingham is about an hour, 20 minutes. With the HS2 line coming in the next couple of years, this is going to drop down to 40, 45 minutes. And that, compared to, you know, traffic in Bangladesh, is not very far. So, you know, sometimes you could be in traffic for 3-4 hours, like me and Hamid were when we were in Bangladesh, stuck in traffic jams. So for you to get to one city to another in an hour, it adds everything there. So if, you know, students can't afford to live in London but still want to get that qualification from, you know, a top tier university, Birmingham is an amazing option to offer our students.
Okay, I just wanted to know a little bit more about the Mr. Hamid and the Mr. Cooley. Could you please tell me that how many days a student need to participate at the university, please? Some of the university offering like 4 days, some of the university offering 5 days class. What about for the QA Higher Education Group Partner University, especially whenever we talk about University of Northumbria and the University of Hofstra? How many days usually student need to participate to the university for the class time, please?
I mean, it does depend. I mean, look, the minimum teaching that we have to do is 15 hours a week. Now, these can be split over 2 or 3 days. It could be 4 days, but because students are also going to be centrally located, it shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah, so I think what we have is every single students are given a enrollment information as soon as they enroll, right? But obviously, every student wants to find out what the timetables are. And generally, just to let you know, it's 2.5 days minimum they have to give to a university. So it could be Monday and Tuesday, and then Wednesday half day, or it could be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday half day. But 2.5 days minimum they have to give to a university. Sometimes it could be 3 full days, but no more than that. It does not go above 3 days. It will be 2 days or 2.5 days. I hope that answers your question. And just to let you know, within that time, if you are doing a degree level, student can work, as long as it's not affecting their studies. The 2.5 days that they are giving towards the universities, plus some sort of hours towards home to do their homeworks, then they can do that 20 hours of work, which is great for them. They can make their pocket money within that study period, and they, you know, it helps them towards rent, it helps them towards their food, it helps them towards socializing, and so on. So it's very important.
Yeah, it stops them from having to rely on their parents. You know, I think university, when students come to a university and they do a degree, it's a life-changing experience. And if they can start standing on their own 2 feet and start earning their own money whilst they're in a different country, you know, it just adds so much more life experience to these students. It's just an amazing experience for them.
Oh, yeah. No, thank you so much, Mr. Cooley, for your further clarification. So, প্রিয় শিক্ষার্থী বন্ধুরা, আপনারা কিন্তু জেনে গেলেন যে আসলে if you really love to study, especially for the London and the Birmingham, especially for the Northumbria University or the Hofstra University, there are a lot of options in there. So you could study for the undergraduate program, you could study for the post-graduation program. But good news is there are a lot of scholarship opportunities. So এই মুহূর্তে আপনারা যেখানে বসে আমাদের এই ফেসবুক লাইভ সেশন দেখছেন, কিংবা যারা লেটে জয়েন করছেন, সবাইকে আবারও অভিনন্দন জানাচ্ছি। সো আপনাদের সকলের কাছে আমরা একটু রিকোয়েস্ট করছি, যেহেতু এটা কোনো বিনোদনমূলক কোনো চ্যানেল নয়, এখান থেকে আমরা মূলত নলেজ শেয়ার করে থাকি, এটা একটি ইনফরমেশন ভিত্তিক ফেসবুক লাইভ সেশন। সো আমি আপনাদের সকলকে রিকোয়েস্ট করব যে প্লিজ শেয়ার দ্য ভিডিওস উইথ ইউর ফ্রেন্ডস এন্ড ফ্যামিলি মেম্বার্স, কেননা আপনারা জেনে খুবই আনন্দিত হবেন যে ইন্টারন্যাশনাল অ্যাডমিশন সার্ভিস আমরা from the day one we make sure that our students get the proper quality of service. Amazing news is there. If you really love to study for the United Kingdom, I must say that you will get the offer of place within the 72 hours if you have all the academic credentials and all the required documents is ready. So if I come back to Mr. Hamid, could you please tell me how long normally you guys take time to issue an offer of place from the university, please?
Yeah, so just I'll probably just touch on exactly what you have said. subject to you guys giving a fully completed application to International Admission Services. If you were to provide them a fully completed application form along with personal statement, a CV, all academic documents in a binded file, email it to your agencies and forward it to us. Within 72 hours, you would get your offer letter. Obviously, it would go a bit more longer if you did not provide a CV, if you did not provide your personal statement, your passport copy was missing, and so on. So it's very, very essential and important for you guys to provide all the documents you have in all. So if you've done your SSC, if you've done your HSC, if you've done your undergraduate, combine it, condense it together, and forward it on to your agents. Your agent then would be able to assist you with your application form along with your personal statement and CV. So this is very important. As long as you provide all this information, then you should get your offer letter within 72 hours. But if you haven't met any of this criteria here, and there's information missing on your personal statement, there's information missing on your CV, then we will need to get back to you, and then again another 72 hours is required. Hope that is okay. But our services is amazing now that we've now moving on to online portal, which is great. You are getting offer letters within 72 hours. Some of the time you are getting a lot more before that.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. So, প্রিয় শিক্ষার্থী বন্ধুরা, আপনারা জানেন যে we are closely working with the QA Higher Education Group. So as a result of, as a premium customer of the QA Higher Education Group, we are committed to give you the excellent service. So please, if you're really, really interested, please send all of your academic credentials. You can see our email address is showing on top of our head, is showing the assessment@iasbd.co.uk. So I must request to all of our students, please take a screenshot of this Facebook live session so you can have our phone number also. You can see on our phone number showing on the scrolling is called the 01711875240. So you can give us a call or whenever you have some convenient time for further discussion. So today we come to know a lot about the why students should consider United Kingdom as of our future study destination, why we should consider Northumbria University, Newcastle and the London campus, why we should consider for the Hofstra University, London and the Birmingham campus, because they have a wide range of program in different locations. So you could find out the best course, you could find out the best university, you can find out the most convenient, easy and comparative and transparent scholarship opportunity. Moreover, they have the wide range of program with the industrial placement that could help you to get some real life working experience. To be honest with you, as we work with a lot of country, but most of the country, they don't offer this kind of placement options starting from the 3 months to 6 months to 1 year. But UK is such a kind of wonderful country where from you can get a lot of working experience during on your study period, because the UK government always offer the quality of education and they make sure they create the student for the future generation to moving forward next in the upper level. So প্রিয় শিক্ষার্থী বন্ধুরা, আপনাদের এর মনের মধ্যে যদি আরো কোনো প্রশ্ন যদি থেকে থাকে, please, you are more than happy to make a comments in there, and we are here to give you the answer. So now I just love to go for the little bit more about for the University of Roehampton, please, because it's about the 1 hour already you have done. So we have a very small amount of time with our
Can we do it like that? Can we speak about Roehampton University and Solent together?
Yes, please.
Yes. Yeah. Because we wanted to cover one more point, and it's very important for the sector from Bangladesh as well. We have a pathway area where Kul is going to speak about a bit more about pathway, and you'll find out which university provides our pathway courses. But just to touch on Roehampton University, if you guys are looking for a London campus university, we are the first university that is based in London that has open field. And what I mean by open field is we've got 54 acres of open field, which allows a student who is looking to be in an environment where he does not want to be around loud noise or wants to be in a quiet environment, wants to stay away from High Street. Roehampton University is in a park view. So what that basically means is the university is not on a main street, it's on a park view, it's inside a park. As soon as you come out, it's all open field, it's all greenery. There's no roads, there's no cars going past. Anyone that you see walk past will be a student. So it's great to know that if you are looking to stay away from one of the high streets and be in an environment where it's open field, where you got woodland, you got lakes, then Roehampton University would be the place. Roehampton University, as you guys know, is in London, and London has more than 100,000 students. So again, if you guys are thinking about where to go, why would I go to Roehampton University, that would be the stacks in terms of where students are going. 100,000 students are already studying in London, so it's a great environment for student hub. So if you were to put Solent aside to that one, it's two different universities, but Solent is in Southampton, which is right at the bottom of UK. So it's in the south part of UK. We generally say the south part of UK is the sunniest city in UK, which basically, and it's one of the most safest city in UK. What that basically means is, so if you were to look at a European countries like France, it's Italy, it's in the borderline of the Solent university. So if you were to look down the coast, you'll be just about be able to see where France is. So it's not too far away in terms of going from one port to another, but we are in the coast. If you look at what's happening in Southampton, loads of the importing, exporting happens there. So everything that comes in through the Southampton port. If people were looking to have fresh food, we know how important.
Thank you so much for yeah.
Sorry,
Please
my
go
voice
on.
is very.
Yeah, so look, if I can just quickly expand on that. So Solent University itself, as Hamid said, it's based in Southampton. Southampton is in the top 10 happiest cities to live in the UK. It's by the coast, so I just believe that, you know, it doesn't matter how bad a day you've had. If you go by the ocean, everything always seems to be a lot better. Because it is by the coast, anything maritime related. So I think we did have a question about port or shipping management. Then Solent University is going to probably be the best pick that these students can have, because it's also a coastal city. There's a lot of retail and hospitality. So, you know, students can find work that they can help try and provide to take some of the pressure off their parents. They can earn some money. And in terms of Roehampton, I'll just quickly go over what Hamid said. It's got over 175 years worth of history. It was formed of 4 colleges back in the day. And as Hamid said, it is London's only university campus. What that means is it's not 3 or 4 floors in an office block. This is a university campus. Multiple buildings spread throughout over 54 acres of parks, lakes, and woodlands. And what's nice is, you know, as Hamid said, is people can escape the hustle and bustle of the big city and study somewhere really nice and safe. Finally, on Roehampton, it also offers London's cheapest on-site student accommodation.
Yes, thank you so much. But yes,
just
please.
on that, we're just going to tell you, since we're talking about the both of these universities, if you guys are looking to study any of our undergraduate and postgraduate, so we have more than 40 undergraduate courses available for Roehampton as well as Solent. More than 40 undergraduate courses. We've got 35 postgraduate courses available for both of these universities. Every single courses you see on Roehampton website or Solent website, we will be able to give you 20% scholarships on all of them. So Roehampton University would provide 20% scholarship on marked fees. Solent University would provide 20% scholarship on the marked fees. Whatever fees you see on the website, anyone who's looking at any sort of, like Kuli was saying, if you were to look at activity courses such as drama courses, music, technology, life science, generally Solent is the one. If you are looking at law courses, English literatures and things like that, then Roehampton would be the ideal place here. So 2 different areas, 2 different universities going to 2 different directions. One is in London, one is in Southampton. But the great thing about both these universities, we also allow you guys all scholarships as well. We also allow medium of instruction with both of these universities. But the medium of instruction has to be 70% for both of these universities. As long as you have 70%, then we would waive off your IELTS.
Okay, thank you so much. So it's like if the student has the 70% in the class 10th, class 12, or in bachelor. Could you please tell me clear?
Yeah, yep. As long as you have your 70%, we would remove your IELTS for you. Yeah.
Okay, I see. Thank you so much. So it's like a wonderful session. So প্রিয় শিক্ষার্থী বন্ধুরা, আজকে কিন্তু আপনারা জেনে নিতে পারলেন যে it's all about higher study in United Kingdom. It's like under one roof you will have options to know more about like up to 4 university. It's like in Northumbria University, Newcastle and London campus, Hofstra University, London and Birmingham campus, Roehampton University, London especially, and Solent University, Southampton. So if you're really interested to study in the UK, I must say it's like a great opportunities. So you can come and talk to us, and we are more than happy to give you all kind of information as you need. Especially, that whenever it comes about for the scholarship opportunity, that's really at the value, because whenever you will get the scholarship, especially for the Northumbria University, it's about £5,000. So it means a lot for our students. And whenever you go for the Hofstra University, there are some of the courses is offering like 2,000, and some of the course got the offer for the £4,000 scholarship. It means a great value for the interested student. And the most of the programs, as they said, Mr. Hamid and Mr. Kuley from the Roehampton University, London, they offer the wide range of accommodation options, I believe, and it's quite reasonable, their fees. And Solent University, Southampton, they have a wide range of both undergraduate and the post-graduation program. Those students have the small amount of the IELTS requirement, especially for the undergraduate program. They can go for the pathway program or the pre-sessional course. So we have the small number of the IELTS score. It doesn't make any sense that this is not the end of your life. So there are a lot of opportunities there, and university give us the offer of place within 72 hours. So can you imagine? It's like all kind of support they're having. So I'm very close to finish my session, but before I finish, I just love to come back to a couple of our representatives from Mr. Hamid and Mr. Khalid. Can you please tell me what kind of support that you are providing towards the interested student, please, when they arrive in the airport or in London or your university? Because from Bangladesh to United Kingdom is about the 14-hour journey by on air. So definitely it's a new country, new culture, and the new ideas. And how do you help them to adjust with that culture, please?
Okay, I think I'll answer this one, Hamid, if that's okay. Look, I think what we do is with Northumbria, we have something called an extended induction, which is during the first semester. And I don't know any other university that does this. We take all of our international students away for the weekend, and we put them in Darlington Grange, and we put them into groups, and we get them to all communicate with each other and get a better understanding, make sure everybody's okay. I mean, if you look at our student satisfaction in all of our universities, they are amongst the top in the UK. Student welfare is key. We want our students to feel safe, feel supported. If there's any issues, we're always there for them.
Okay, thank you so much. So before we wrap up, I just love to go for the Miss Sophia. Miss Sophia, could you please tell me what kind of document that a student required for the undergraduate and the post-graduation for the admission purpose, please? You can talk about it in English, you can talk about it in Bengali, because most of our students are viewers currently from Bangladesh. So whichever language you feel more comfortable, please go on.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Rahman. Students, hope you are enjoying this session. শিক্ষার্থী বন্ধুরা, আমি অ্যাকচুয়ালি ইনিশিয়ালি অ্যাডমিশন এবং অ্যাসেসমেন্ট পারপাসে যে সকল ডকুমেন্টস লাগছে আপনার দরকার হয় সেগুলো আমি একটু জাস্ট আপনাদেরকে একটু বলে দিচ্ছি। ফর ব্যাচেলর we need SSC certificate and transcript, HSC certificate and transcript, IELTS certificate যদি থাকে কোন স্টুডেন্টের, updated CV and passport copy. And for undergraduate students, for master students, we need SSC certificate and transcript, HSC certificate and transcript, bachelor certificate and transcript, master's certificate and transcript. Obviously, যদি কোনো স্টুডেন্ট মাস্টার্স করে থাকে, then updated CV, IELTS or Duolingo test or certificate, MOI certificate, passport copy. Obviously যদি কোনো স্টুডেন্ট জব করে থাকে এবং এর মধ্যে যদি তার কোনো সার্টিফিকেট, এক্সপিরিয়েন্স সার্টিফিকেট অর ইউনিভার্সিটি এক্সট্রা টু রিকমেন্ডেশন সার্টিফিকেট থাকে, দেন অবভিয়াসলি সেগুলো সাবমিট করতে হবে। থ্যাংক ইউ।
Thank you so much, Miss Sophia, for giving the course admission checklist. So students will come to know more about in details what kind of document that we require. Because to get an offer of place from the QE University partner, so you will get an offer of place within 72 hours. But all you need to do, you need to have all the academic documents ready. As Miss Sophia said, if you are a class 10th student, you need to have your class 10 certificate, class 10 transcript. If you're a class 12 first, so you need the class 12 certificate, class 12 transcript, and you need your passport copy, you need your IELTS copy, and you need a completely CV, and you need a good statement of purpose. So if you give us all the documents to us, so we can forward them to the university, and they can give us all the once all the document is ready, so they give us the offer place within very small amount of time. So Mr. Hamid Bhai, could you please tell me one more time actually that how long exactly it taking time from the Roehampton University and the Solent place? Because as you are well confident and we have the previous experience from the Hofstra and the Northumbria University, it takes only 3 days. But what about for the Roehampton and the Solent place?
Yeah. Just a couple of things I wanted to speak to you about. So Solent undergraduate and postgraduate would take you at least 3 to 4 days before you get your offer letters. Undergraduate and postgraduate. However, for foundation, it would take 1 day. We just wanted to touch. So as you guys are all aware, we provide foundation courses, we provide undergraduate courses, we provide top-up courses, we provide postgraduate courses. These are the courses we provide. So we've got a wide range of courses we provide from all over the cities in terms of Solent, London, Birmingham, Newcastle. We have not spoke about our pathway, and I know pathway is very, very important important course in Bangladesh, especially students that have finished HSC. There's not much opportunities for them, and luckily within our 4 universities, 3 of our universities provide pathway courses. So I just wanted, Kuli, if you could just touch on the 3 universities that have the pathways.
Yeah, sure. So with the partners that we work with at QA, 3 of these we can offer to our students a pathway program that would then lead on to the undergraduate degrees, and that's Solent University in Southampton, Roehampton University in London, and Northumbria University in Newcastle. And with these, 3 unique locations, 3 very, very strong universities. For example, Solent, as Hamid mentioned, is very strong for their engineering. In fact, their undergraduate engineering degree, their bachelor's, is ranked number 3 in the UK. They are in the top 100 fashion schools in the world. And as I said, anything maritime related, port support, logistics, Solent is very, very strong at.
Yeah, I must say they have the very grateful campus. It's an excellent campus they have. It's really beautiful.
One thing you need to know about our pathway program is all our students that does the pathway program are going to get joint CAS. If they would do a pathway course with us, they would get a CAS for the foundation as well as the 3 years undergraduate, subject to them not meeting.
They will get the up to 4 years visa within very small amount of time. So it's called the ICAS. So প্রিয় শিক্ষার্থী বন্ধুরা, আপনারা কিন্তু জেনে নিতে পারলেন, যদি আপনার স্কোর যদি ব্যাচেলর কমপ্লিট করতে যদি চান এবং আপনার IELTS স্কোর কিছুটা যদি কম যদি হয়ে থাকে, so you could get the lot of help from this partner free university. They have the foundation program, they have the pathway program. They will prepare you to go for the university for your further studies. So pathway course is like a small amount of a class. So you come to know your teacher comes to know you, so you can more concentrate on your education. So it's like a great way to enter to the world-ranked university. Yes, Mr. Pulley.
So I was about to say, look, I'll quickly explain what a pathway is. So look, in the UK, we have 13-year state education. In a lot of countries, there's 12 years. Now, with the UK as well, our teaching standard is very, very practical. Our style is very, very practical. And I know a lot of countries around the world that teach theoretical. Now, if a student has had 12 years of theoretical learning, and then they go into an undergraduate degree, which is a level 6 degree, it's not easy. It's very hard. If they go from having theoretical knowledge to then going into a undergraduate degree that has practical elements to it, they tend to struggle. So the foundation degree gets students to understand how to do a dissertation, how to do research, English for academic studies. It is what it says. If a degree is a house, the foundation is what you build your degree on, and just gives the students all the skills that they need to then go on and be successful. And it's proven if a student does take a foundation or an international year 1, statistically they have higher chances to get a first or a 2-1 in their degree because they have all that knowledge before they start their degree.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kuli. So before we wrap up, I just love to go for Ms. Taposhi. Ms. Taposhi, can you please tell me what are the reason that why student visa gets refused? in the United Kingdom, though from the day one, still we are maintaining the 100% visa success rate. But could you please tell me a little bit more about in detail the why student visa got refused?
Thank you, sir. I would like to thank all of my students who are watching us right now, and I would like to thank Hamid and Koli for the beautiful session you are providing us today. ভিসা রিফিউজাল ইজ এ ভেরি ইম্পর্টেন্ট ইস্যু, কারণ যখন ভিসাটা আসলে রিফিউজ হয় তখন কিন্তু আমরা মানসিকভাবে অনেক ভেঙে পড়ি। সো ভিসা রিফিউজালের জন্য কিছু জিনিস সবসময় মাথায় রাখতে হবে। ইউ হ্যাভ টু চুজ আ রাইট কোর্স, আ রাইট ইউনিভার্সিটি, অ্যান্ড ইউ হ্যাভ টু প্রিপেয়ার ফর ইয়োর study in UK or any other country. Like as I said, UK takes interviews sometimes, the university takes interviews, sometimes the visa officer takes interviews, and you have to be prepared for that. What we do, we provide 100% service to our students from the very first day. We prepare them for the interview session as well as how they should actually prepare their documents, how they should actually scan their SSC or HSC certificates. We are working on that. How they should scan the higher secondary certificates. We are still working on that, and we are working on how what course you should choose. And for the interview, আমরা যেটা গাইডলাইন দিয়ে থাকি যে আপনি কেন এখানে যাচ্ছেন, কেন ইউকে তে পড়াশোনা করবেন, কেন ইউকে আপনার জন্য ফার্স্ট চয়েস হলো, কেন অন্য কোনো কান্ট্রি হলো না, কেন এই কোর্সে যাচ্ছেন, এই সমস্ত কোশ্চেন কিন্তু আপনাকে করা হয়। এবং এর চেয়েও কিছু ক্রিটিক্যাল কোশ্চেন করা হয় যেগুলোর জন্য আমরা স্টুডেন্টকে প্রতিনিয়ত প্রস্তুত করে থাকি। যেমন আমি যদি একটা এক্সাম্পল জানি, যেমন কুলি যেমন বললেন যে আসলে লজিস্টিক্স এর জন্য আসলার ইউনিভার্সিটি ইজ ওয়ান অফ দ্য বেস্ট ইউনিভার্সিটি ইন ইউকে। সো আপনি যদি লজিস্টিক্স এর জন্য অন্য কোনো ইউনিভার্সিটিতে যান, তারা হয়তো স্পেশালাইজড না, কিন্তু আপনি লজিস্টিক্স এর উপরে স্পেশালাইজড কোনো ডিগ্রি চাচ্ছেন। সো এই আইডিয়াটা কিন্তু আমরা আপনাকে দিতে পারছি। এই আইডিয়াটা হয়তো অনেকে, বা আপনি যদি নিজে নিজে চেষ্টা করেন, আপনি হয়তো পাচ্ছেন না। হ্যাঁ, আপনি লজিস্টিক্স কোর্স পাচ্ছেন, কিন্তু সেই ইউনিভার্সিটিতে সেটাতে স্পেশালাইজড নাও হতে পারে। সো এই সব কিছু চিন্তা করে আমার মনে হয় যে এই জিনিসগুলো যদি আপনি মাথায় রাখেন, তাহলে কিন্তু ভিসা রিফিউজালটা হয় না, এবং সেখানে কিন্তু আমাদের কাজটা আসে। আপনারা যখন আমাদের কাছে আসছেন, তখন কিন্তু আমরা আপনাকে প্রপার গাইডলাইনটা দিচ্ছি। যেমন ভাবে একটা এডুকেশন ইনস্টিটিউট, how they guide you from the very first day, we actually follow that rules from the very first day until you go to the UK. And after going to UK, we still keep in touch with each one of our students just to check on them. So I would prefer all my students to come and visit us at least once, so that we can guide you properly. Thank you, sir.
Just to touch on that, just to touch on that, I just want to let you guys know that as well. Every student that applies within our universities, how international admission services the students that you guys get through your door. We also do the same thing. So what we do is we make sure we do not want any visa refusal. So everyone that's looking to apply to UK, we want to make sure that you're 100% ready before we make your visa application, before international admission services make your visa application. So what do? We know we need to understand what your intentions are. We need to know what course you're studying for, and we need to know what your plans are after you finish your study. So this is the information that we need to take off from you. Subject to the answer you give us, that's when we will start preparing you for your interview, the questions that are going to come up, the way you to answer it, and to make you pretty much 100% to get your visa success rate. So doing a credibility interview is not to say that we want to reject you, it's to do it because the way that we want to prepare you a life in UK. So we are only preparing you in a way that the answers that are going to come up on your interviews are going to be the answers that you are going to give, and that will be something that your counselor would be able to help you, your agency is going to help you. So I would always recommend go to your agency, make your application. Once you make your application, they will start preparing you for your visa interview. We call that pre-CAS interview. So before we release your CAS, we will do a pre-CAS interview, not because we don't want to give you the CAS, but we want to give you the CAS once we know, once you attend the interview, you are going to get your visa. So for you to get that visa, like Sister she said, they will prepare you for the questions that are going to come up, like why UK, what's your future career plan, what you're going to do after you finish your course, where you got the money from, who gave you the money, and so on. So all these questions will come up, and these are the questions that we are going to put a seed into your head. Once we put that seed into your head, these are the answers that you're going to give us. So yeah, it's like planting a seed. Once the seed is planted, the flower would grow. So good luck to you all. Thank you all for listening to us, and I hope this session was worthwhile for you.
থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ। সো প্রিয় শিক্ষার্থী বন্ধুরা, আপনারা কিন্তু জেনে নিতে পারলেন যে কি কি কারণে ইউকে মূলত ভিসা রিফিউজড করে থাকে। সো আমি যদি একটু সামারাইজ যদি বলে থাকি, if you cannot select the right course, that's quite similar with your previous study. If you couldn't select the right university, if you cannot explain the why this course could help you on your career, both in UK and in Bangladesh, that time there is a high possibility to get the visa refusals. So we don't want any single visa refusals for our students, because we invest our valuable time, money, and energy. From the day one, we are still maintaining the 100% visa success rate. So my request to be all of our potential students, please, before you apply, think twice. Either this university is good for you, either this course is suited for you, and how you'll be benefited from this course, and how you will be benefited both in Bangladesh, both from in United Kingdom. So if I come back to at the end, Mr. Khalid, do you have any message for our potential student, please, for the upcoming semester?
What I would say is, look, in terms of application, if the UK is something that you're looking to study or coming to study to, especially with QA, I would look at getting applications in as soon as possible. I think because what's happened is, obviously with what's happened in the UK, within the global system in terms of the virus, we've had a lot of deferrals that have gone into our main intake in September, so we do have limited seats available. And if the UK is something that you do want to look and study and choose to study, then yeah, I would speak to your agent very, very quickly and look at getting your application in before the seats will be taken up.
Thank you very much, Mr. Khalid. So, Mr. Hamid Bhai, would you like to tell us anything for our future student, please? Because we are very close to finish.
Yeah, so everyone here who's listening, thank you all for attending this session. We wish you best of luck. We hope to see you in UK. Earlier on, we were talking about why you study in UK. We don't really need to sell UK to you guys. Everyone knows how important UK is to education sectors here. It's been around for many, many years. We come second in terms of education, apart from USA. After that, UK's education system is the second best in the world. So we're very high ranked in terms of our quality of studies, in terms of the country we're coming from, and we wish to all see you in UK. Good luck to you all. Thank you all for listening. And I do believe that the 4 universities that we have, there is going to be something there for one of you guys there. So depending on what line you want to go on, if it's foundation course or undergraduate or postgraduate, we would have something for you. So, and again, the locations are there for you. The universities that we have, it starts from the south pole and it goes all the way up to the north. So we have something for you in whichever area you're looking at.
Thank you very much. So finally, if I come back to Ms. Taposhi, could you please tell me that there are a lot of educational consultancy firms around the countryside in Bangladesh, but why students should consider international admission service as of their future career counselor, please?
Well, thank you again. As I said earlier, that we are taking our students very seriously from the very first day, and we are working on them from the very first day. লাইক আপনি যখন আমাদের এখানে কাজ শুরু বা আমাদের সাথে যুক্ত হচ্ছেন, সেদিন থেকে কিন্তু আমরা আসলে আপনার উপর কাজ করা শুরু করছি। আপনাকে কিভাবে তৈরি করতে হবে ইন্টারভিউর জন্য, আপনার গ্রুমিং সেশনটা কিরকম হবে, আপনার ডকুমেন্টস গুলো কিরকম হবে, আপনি কিভাবে কোশ্চেনের অ্যান্সার্স গুলো দিবেন, ইভেন আপনার আফটার ইউকে লাইফটা কেমন হবে সেটা নিয়েও কিন্তু আমরা আপনাকে ডিসকাস করি আপনার সাথে। এবং আমরা আসলে আপনাদের ক্যারিয়ার ডক্টর হয়ে কাজ করি, কারণ আমরা আপনার জন্য রাইট কোর্স সিলেক্ট করছি, রাইট ইউনিভার্সিটি সিলেক্ট করছি, এবং আপনার বাজেট অনুযায়ী, দ্যাট মিনস আপনার অ্যাফোর্ডেবিলিটি অনুযায়ী আমরা কিন্তু ইউনিভার্সিটি আপনার জন্য সিলেক্ট করছি। দ্যাট ডাজন্ট মিন যে আমরা আসলে আপনাকে খারাপ ইউনিভার্সিটি না। আসলে ব্যাপারটা হচ্ছে এরকম যে আমরা আসলে যেসব ইউনিভার্সিটি নিয়ে কাজ করছি তারা খুবই অ্যাফোর্ডেবল, তারা স্টুডেন্টদের কথা চিন্তা করে আসলে তাদের অ্যাডমিশন ফিসটা ডিজাইন করে, ঠিক আছে? সো আমরা যেহেতু গভর্নমেন্ট ইউনিভার্সিটিগুলো নিয়ে কাজ করছি, তাদের মেইন ফোকাস হচ্ছে গিয়ে স্টুডেন্টটাকে বাড়ানো, স্টুডেন্টের সংখ্যাটা বাড়ানো, মানুষকে বেশি বেশি করে এডুকেট করা। আমরা সেই লক্ষ্যে আসলে কাজ করছি। সো এর জন্য আমি বলবো যে আসলে আপনাদের উচিত একবার হলেও ইন্টারন্যাশনাল অ্যাডমিশন সার্ভিস ভিজিট করা এবং আমাদের সাথে আসলে একদিন এসে অ্যাটলিস্ট কাউন্সিলিংটা নিয়ে যাওয়া, যে আপনার জন্য কোনটা বেটার হবে। কারণ আমরা আসলে দিন শেষে আপনাদের বেটারমেন্টে চাচ্ছি, কারণ আপনারাই হচ্ছেন ফিউচার। থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ স্যার।
থ্যাংক ইউ ভেরি মাচ। সো প্রিয় শিক্ষার্থী বন্ধুরা, এতক্ষণ আমাদের সঙ্গে থাকার জন্য আপনাদেরকে অসংখ্য ধন্যবাদ। আগামীতে নতুন কোনো ফেসবুক লাইভ সেশন নিয়ে অবশ্যই আপনাদের সামনে দেখা হবে। সেই পর্যন্ত আপনারা সবাই ভালো থাকবেন এবং সুস্থ থাকবেন, এবং সবাইকে অগ্রিম ঈদ মোবারক জানাচ্ছি, শুভরাত্রি। আগামীতে নতুন কোনো ফেসবুক লাইভ সেশন নিয়ে আবার আপনাদের সামনে আমাদের দেখা হবে।